A green planet. I wonder
Ooh.
what that could be.
Well, I mean, if you're playing Mass Effect, then you can get a lot of uranium and iridium from green planets.
Ah, it's good to know.
Yeah, I have no idea if that's accurate or not. A Klingon cruiser, is it the smooth-faced Klingons or the ripple-faced Klingons? It's
Liquid neon,
it's the
Jesus.
fart planet.
Yikes, if I knew metric, that would sound pretty scary.
That's insane. Per second? The debris in the elliptical orbit is actually all the copies of the ET game for Atari that have been shot into space.
Nasty. Nasty planet?
Yeah, especially the liquid neon, man. You know what cold it would have to be to get liquid neon?
Yeah, I wonder if it doesn't have even has a known freezing point.
I'm pretty sure they figured out what it is without having to actually do it. I think once you understand the atom, you could figure out its freezing point. I don't know. Scientists, if there's a physicist or a chemist that listens to this, please let us know via Ship on Fire Entertainment via Facebook. Yes, please let us know how cold neon has to be to liquefy. I would like it in Fahrenheit and Celsius and centigrade, even though centigrade is the same thing as Celsius. Please give it to me in both.
Yeah, Kelvin. Let's just try Kelvin. Too.
Yeah, give us some Kelvin. And one of those archaic medieval temperature measurements, too. Give us one of those.
And make one up, just for fun.
Yeah, make one up. Like Schrodinger's or something.
Yeah.
You don't know if it is or isn't the temperature that you gave us.
No, it's the Heisenberg scale with probability of what temperature it will be.
Oh, lens flare in the ceiling.
Yeah. Let's beam down to this harsh world.
Yeah, with the liquid neon.
Jordy just said it was nasty. Why do you want to go there?
And also, I'm sorry, if there's any environment when there's liquid neon, take environmental suits. Jump in some EVAs, you'll be fine. It's a dinosaur. Oh no, It's just a piece of debris.
Hey, Chief O'Brien's here. Cool.
Do you think they have a pool anywhere in the ship that is when they're at a
planet?
Swimming
Pool?
Well, probably, yeah, on the holodeck or maybe even on the ship. But I'm thinking if they have like a betting pool in the transporter room of when they reach a planet and they're beaming up a mysterious piece of something, like if they have a pool as to what it is.
NASA, that means something to me in 1989.
North Atlantic Sirius acorns. Next gen again. What episode are we watching, Steven?
This would be the Royale, another mostly forgettable episode, but that's why we're doing these, because we hope to enhance these episodes with our commentary. Maybe it makes it easier to watch these filler episodes. You know? So this is, they're trapped inside a crappy novel, basically, that was created by aliens who felt sorry. This whole story is basically like a Philip K. Dick short story. Aliens caused the death of some American astronauts centuries ago, felt sorry for them, read their book about a crappy hotel heist or whatever, casino heist, and created that world for them to live in until they died. It's pretty sad, actually.
Yeah, and what's weird is the fact that this episode is mostly forgettable because of the fact of your analogy that it's a much akin to a Philip K. Dick idea, because Philip K. Dick ideas are fucking awesome.
Yeah. It just reminds me of like one of his short stories where some guy is trapped in his own mind or in some weird situation created by aliens that have advanced knowledge but no understanding of human life. So It's like a weird misconception.
Yeah, it's the whole. There's actually a lot of authors who have approached that idea of what an alien would think of us just based on what they could see and read and not actually talk to us.
And because in reading up on this episode a little bit, the original draft was considered too close to the original series episode, A Piece of the Action, where the whole planet is mob society because of one book, and they thought that's what society is.
Ah.
But they dumbed it down a little bit for next gen. Special guest appearance by Noble Willingham. You recognize this guy. He's been in a lot of stuff as the Southern guy.
Oh.
You'll see him.
Okay.
He's easy to notice.
I also like this is one of the rare episodes where Brent Spiner is in the costume that's slightly too big for his arms.
He lost some weight maybe. I don't know. The spandex is not spandexing.
I actually feel like that's kind of true. I think Brent Spiner fluctuated in weight throughout the series. Not as a criticism. You can kind of see like Data looks a little different sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Will Wheaton's just lost look. Just
I've been on this like 8th take. I've been on this set for hours. I have one line in this scene. Let's just get it over with.
And hey, speaking of thinning out, there's Thin O'Brien pre DS9
with his curly hair.
Hey, he did just like most American or Federation men. You get married, you puff out a little bit.
A little bit.
You just it's natural.
Even eating all the plankton and sea berries that Keiko likes to feed him.
Yeah, which honestly,
I guess he must have been sneaking food on his work shift.
Oh, especially once he reached DS9, he has definitely stopped my quarks for something every day. And I ended up in a mist level.
We've beamed. Yeah. We've got to find the library with the missing pages.
Right? Does anyone remember Myst? Does anyone know what we're talking about? MYST, Myst.
Yes.
It was a video. It was a puzzle solving.
Not Riven.
Yeah.
Myst.
Yes. Oh, don't play Riven. Just play Myst.
That was pretty much most of my summer of 1994 with two of my good friends.
Oh,
Myst.
I couldn't figure out it wasn't an organ, but do you remember it had the typeface and you had to put in the specific letters of what it wanted. I could not figure that out. And I thought I had all the clues and I could not figure it out.
I got to a point, I stopped saving, and then I got to the point where I'm like, I'm just going to finish I'm going to put all the pages in this book, and then you get trapped in the book. God damn it. Gotta start all over.
Yeah, kudos to Myst for having one of those things where you just can kind of lose whenever.
Oh, yeah. And you can start it all over again.
Yeah. To go through that door? Or? It's an R. R. Welcome to the beautiful Ridgemont by the seaside. You know what's really sad is this was a really nice looking hotel, in the 90s, this design. And then Heather and I on our vacations have been to like a crappy like Holiday Inn that has this entryway. And you're like, what happened? Why did this one get the nice entryway?
What is it in Laughlin? The Pioneer? Oh, so tore back.
I haven't been to that one, but I'm interested now.
That's the only casino left in like Nevada where it still has silver dollar machines.
Oh.
It's so antiquated.
Well, in that hotel's defense, though, I only remember getting to Laughlin and the morning I left Laughlin.
Yeah, Laughlin.
The whole you can drink whatever anywhere, man, you get lost. Yeah,
that's more interesting to me than gambling, actually.
Yes.
That is gambling, really.
It is. Well,
who are you going to meet and how are you going to act on the street?
True story. So Dustin took Heather and I to Laughlin for a 3-day long weekend. We were walking around with a 24-pack of PBR under our arm between hotels, just putting them back.
Drinking with class.
Some dude we don't know who was also smashed at a bar bought us Jägermeister shots at the bar. And it got to the point where, like, I kind of remember the Jägermeister shot, and then I just remember playing Magic the Gathering in the hotel later because I'm a nerd, and that's what I do when I get drunk. Let's get back to the Royale.
That's okay. There's long pauses in this episode where we can go off on tangents because they're just talking and experiencing this world. Now, another guest star coming up. Let's see if you recognize this desk clerk.
Oh, yes! I cannot give you his name, but I have seen him in so many things.
The actor's name is Sam Anderson, and I know him the best as Forrest Gump's elementary school principal.
Yes, the
yeah. He's a little more respectable in this appearance. And And literally that scene, you want to go off on a tangent? That scene, I was like, you can do that? She put up with that? Are you effing kidding me? Well, fucking Alabama? Are you, what? Whoa.
Damn. You know what I think is forgotten in that part of Forrest Gump? I think a lot of people forget this, is Forrest Gump's mom is alone, and maybe she kind of wanted a little something.
She didn't look like she wanted it.
Well, you never know. Different strokes for different people.
Yeah. Of course, another good role of this guy's career, he was Bernard on Lost. Remember Rose and Bernard?
Yeah.
On Lost?
Yeah.
So, good guy. He just shows up in a bunch of stuff, and of course, everyone makes their way into Star Trek sooner or later.
Well, it was so big. I mean, if you think about it, Star Trek was the big grand. There was a lot of character actors and small actors who even, saw the chance, like, if I get into Star Trek, I can get something else.
Ashley Judd was on season 4 episode with Wesley Crusher. And went on to fame and fortune. In fact, they were going to bring her character back, but she got too famous too fast. She was too big for Star Trek right after that.
They had Worf actual potato chips.
I'm surprised Worf didn't try to eat the other chip.
Now, not to be mistaken with the El Royale, because
bad times here.
That fantastic film.
I wonder if this also, like, to me, this is almost like a holodeck episode, except this is an alien simulation that they're stuck in.
I guarantee you this is a holodeck episode that was written, and they're like, well, we don't really have a way to shoehorn them into the holodeck and get stuck there, so let's just put them on a planet.
Yeah.
With liquid neon.
And gambling.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Lionel Richie.
Although, speaking of gambling and liquid neon, that would make a great name for a Vegas hotel. The liquid neon.
Liquid neon, yeah.
I would go there.
Or at least a signature drink at your bar.
Yes.
The liquid neon.
Yes, it's super, super bright green and blacklight reactive.
Yes. Which, don't ask us what we put in it to make it blacklight reactive. That's the secret ingredient.
Just only have one.
It's
That's all I'm going to say.
It's antifreeze. I'm saying it's antifreeze.
Yeah. Ethyl glycol. Yeah. Just have one. Only have one.
1 an hour. How about that?
Now, we spoke over a little bit, but Data said these beings are not alive. They are representations. Oh, there's our Mr. Southern that you're talking about.
Here comes Noble Willingham. You'll recognize him. He's the guy in City Slickers who owns the cattle ranch. And that's about it. No, he's usually, he's like the guy. This is the character he plays.
Yeah. You know what, though? Look at his poise. This guy struts into a room, and you're like, this guy has something going on. Yeah. He really does.
He didn't get to be oil man by being meek and unpresentable in public now.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely at one point knew Auntie Mame. Getting bored.
My name's Dan Teague. They call me Big Dan Teague. So here we're just kind of... Half the episode is on the planet, the other half is them on the ship figuring it out, blah, blah, blah,
and
blah, blah, blah.
Both halves are boring.
Yeah. Well, again, the hallmark of the second season was there was a Writers Guild writers strike at this time. So a lot of these scripts were very rough, and they just had, we got to put a TV show on to pay the rest of the people who aren't on strike, the actors, the producers, the set people, all the other people that go into making TV besides the writers. So this episode, I don't know the exact, I think this was a start to finish complete episode script, and then they were able to produce it during the strike.
Yeah, it has all the hallmarks of a good Star Trek episode. It just feels dry. Like it wasn't polished. Like you said, I think they had the beginning and the end. I think it was, I think it was paper clipped, good, ready to go, but it just didn't have that final go over.
It's a good puzzle. So it's like, well, they're in a situation they've got to solve the puzzle and how to get out of this, not just shoot their way out of this, or demand to be released. And Data in a cowboy hat is amazing.
Yeah. It's almost as good as Pee Wee Herman in a cowboy hat.
You notice how he sets it back on his head so it doesn't mess up his forehead makeup.
Oh, look at
that. Just the eyes. I guess they haven't introduced poker as the pastime on the ship yet. Maybe they haven't. I don't know.
Odd trivia. The first poker game that the bridge crew ever had on the Enterprise, Riker showed up because he heard poker and didn't understand exactly what they were talking about.
I'm here for the orgy. I mean, poker game. There's clearly a poker game going on here, and that's everything that's happening here. And I think I'm going to back slowly out into the hallway and forget this ever happened.
Yep. He walked in and he said, well, I forgot my 5 card, but I brought my Monty. Gotta head back to my quarters.
We are playing stud, not Hold'em. Right?
Oh. You guys enjoying these poker sex jokes?
I got more. Just let me know.
This is the kind of quality content you get from Ship on Fire.
Hot damn! Wild card, bitches! Yeehaw!
You don't tell me when I've had enough. Oh, wait, that's not Data's character. Sorry. That's more of a Riker.
That's Riker at Quarks.
Yeah.
I said Dabo! Damn it!
That's
Dabo!
That's what I want. Let's get a series done right now of an aged Quark and an aged Riker stuck in a room together for 48 hours. And there's a Dabo machine, a replicator, and a poker table, but no cards.
You know, I did think Riker went crazy because on his episode of Picard, where Picard shows up to old fat Riker's farmhouse, he says he's in danger, and all of a sudden Riker goes, shields up, defense perimeter to maximum, but then that actually happens to his house, and I thought, oh, Troy's going to walk in and it's like, he still thinks he's on the bridge. You know, like, just humor him. He still thinks he's on the bridge, you know.
Or, yeah.
Which could have been completely believable in that crappy show. But whatever.
Or play it off as a joke, have Riker say all that, and then sit there for a moment, and then just wink, you know. But yes, crazy Riker would have been amazing. Like, he could just never get over the fact that he decided to be a captain.
But he is old, fat, bearded Riker regardless. So I don't know how Quark looks in the almost 25th century.
His ears are massive.
Well, he's got to have the Grand Nagus ears now, right?
Yeah.
The Zek.
Exactly.
The Wallace Shawn character.
Yes. Star Trek lore, everybody. As Ferengis get older, their ears keep growing at an extreme rate. So kinda the older Ferengi, the bigger the ear.
Kind of like older humans, too.
Yeah.
The ear hair. I always remember they took very great care to put these giant tufts, almost tribble-sized ear hair tufts in Zek's ears. That was great.
God, I love Zek, though. He's
Wallace Shawn was that. Talk about ace casting. Again, Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Why don't... You know, I'm just going to talk over this part because mainly I don't care.
They're just pushing buttons. They're not doing anything of consequence.
As a Star Trek fan, I don't call myself a Trekkie because I'm not able to remember a lot of the specifics. But as a Star Trek fan, I don't understand how more people don't love DS9.
Right.
I don't get it. Because DS9 was great.
It's amazing.
I was never ever bored by an episode of DS9. Even the not very good DS9 episodes, I'm still entertained. And I think it's because it was a different animal than Next Gen or original series. It had its own feeling to it.
It's definitely more about the characters and, like I said, feelings.
Yes.
And the spirituality of space exploration, you know, I mean...
Well, and it also had that great point of, like, you knew they couldn't just leave.
Yeah.
In Star Trek, there's always that, like, get out, escape that you could think of. Like, they could potentially just leave.
Like, no, we've got to make sure Bajor is a good planet. We can't let them fall into civil war. We've got to do something.
Well, and they made you like the Bajorans, too. You know, you got to see, hear, and kind of understand. You know, we had Ensign Ro and everything in Next Gen, but... With DS9, you really got to see, like, man, the Bajorans have been treated like crap for so long. I want to watch their society recover. Oh, Weird Al Yankovic?
It's Larry from accounting. He's on vacation for the first time in 5 years. Yeah, I love how there's just all these real world present day props. Like, they just went to Vegas, rented some slot machines, and drove them to LA for this episode.
I also like how this is Worf's idea of, like, I'm just going to move this machine in the corner and try to go through the wall.
Yeah.
Like, that's Klingon logic for you.
It gets even better because there you go. Now I'm going to try and shoot through the wall. Riker, firing line? Riker? Firing line?
Yeah.
Could you step back there, Commander?
Anyone.
Again, please?
Anyone who's ever been on a range of any kind should know you say going hot or firing.
Seriously, he's 2 feet away from the beam. Isn't there any like heat that he would feel? Like, oh, it's warm. Gosh.
Yeah.
It's not that concentrated, right? I mean,
Data's like, I found no exits, but I did win $10 million.
oh, so it's a typical casino. You can't find your way out of it, huh?
Yeah.
Womp
There's no reason to panic. That's just how they're set up. Just trace every wall. You'll find the exit. It's fine.
We were talking. He was talking to the blue hairs. They're just fixated on the one-armed bandit, like they do on those bus tours.
Speaking of ladies and one-armed bandit and bus tours, how good is Beavis and Butthead Do America? That was a great film. The epitome of Beavis and Butthead is that movie.
Just the scene where Butthead meets Chelsea Clinton is so iconic and memorable.
Her baby.
I see you have braces. I too have braces.
I think my favorite thing is they're saying they're terrorist masterminds just because Beavis is trying to like itch his ass on the switch at the Hoover Dam.
Full body cavity searches for everybody.
Don't stop till you reach the back of his teeth. This is one of the best lines in that movie.
And they get the biggest, butchest female guard to do it every time.
Yeah. What's that guy's name? The guy from Unsolved Mysteries? I always forget his name.
Robert Stack.
Stack, thank you.
Yes.
And him doing the voice, you know,
He's
for
also,
the FBI lead in that movie is just fantastic.
Of course, Steven's gonna be Steven, say that he was also Captain Rex Kramer in Airplane.
Yes,
and
he was.
Elliot Ness on the original Untouchables show, which my grandfather always referred to as Wops and the Cops. Because it involved the Italian mafia. You didn't catch that.
Yes.
Racial slur. But my grandfather was also Italian, so it works.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because my last name ends in a vowel, it's okay.
I was going to say, yeah. No one understands this, but that's the whole reason why, you know, Steve and I decided to do this, because now I have a token Italian that I can use to make Italian jokes.
See?
And yeah, see, so it's fine.
Spaghetti. So we don't know we're in the plot of a novel yet, but the bellboy Bellboy's in love with some girl who's in love with a mobster, and the mobster's keeping her with drugs or whatever. So that's kind of like the plot that they're stuck in. And
here, wait, I can summarize the plot. Ready?
Yeah.
There that's the plot.
Well, also, like earlier, Riker was like, we're out of communication with the ship. Maybe we should go back. And Riker's like, no, let's look around for a while. And then later, Picard's like, it's not like Riker to not return when Riker would never make that decision to not return if he's out of communication. It's like, no, he literally made the opposite of that decision, and that's why he's stuck in this hotel.
In Riker's defense, look at the cigarette girl behind him.
Well, there's a few of them,
yeah. Low cut dress cigarette women walking around. He's gonna stay. Your right or my right?
Yeah.
Is it Worf's right?
Our right.
Will they ever run into a planet where everyone on that planet, their left is their right and their right is their left?
That sounds like a plot on the Orville. Which actually I'm slowly getting into that show.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I've heard good things, but I haven't watched it. I also love how that's not at all an elevator. It's just another room with doors.
And we're here at Harrah's Casino, South Lake Tahoe.
It's very nice. The honeymoon suite's just down the hall. It has a rotating hot tub. Let me take command.
Housekeeping. Worf, stop trying to blow everything up.
Well, he's a little hard up, okay? He hasn't had his chance to do much in this episode.
This is Albert Brooks's room from Defending Your Life, I think. At the Continental.
I also love the art in the room. This is the kind of art that literally the title under it says art, and then it's signed by the artist.
It's signed by Motel Artist.
If anyone's aware of the game Portal 2, this is a lot like in the beginning when you wake up as Chell and the computer voice says, you need stimulation. This is art. At the sign of the beep, stare at the art. And you just stare at a painting for 10 seconds.
Press X to observe the art.
That's literally what you do.
Press Y to appreciate postmodernism.
Environment. The name of Riker's memoirs. Why would he hang it up? What does this say? Obama administration? What is this?
52 stars. So what states did we add? Did we do Northern California split yet? Or Puerto Rico?
No, we bought Canada and we split it into 2 parts.
Oh, so East Canada and West Canada.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Except for Quebec. They can have that.
Aw.
Screw them.
Good.
Frenchies.
But there's good fishing in Quebec.
Get some poutine, eh? Have some poutine with Patrick Waugh.
Oh man, I could totally go for some poutine though. Damn, poutine.
I've had it. It's not bad.
Oh man,
we make fun of those Canadians. Those all dressed chips and poutine. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Something in here called the Gideon Bible, sir.
Yeah, that's what
he literally looking at the
grabbed out the Bible in the phone book.
Curiosities.
There's a nude woman on the cover. Oh, I own this one.
By Dean Koontz. What?
Are you Stephen
Johnny
King?
5.
Would you like to be a Royale too? The El Royale is a very poorly selling suspense novel from the 1980s.
Well, it's cool because, so it's an early 21st century reading a book of, like, it's a classic story of 90s noir, right? From 40 years ago.
There's actually a great noir-centric episode of Doctor Who where the Doctor's companions get stuck back in time because of a paradox, and to send him a message in the future, they actually write him a crime noir novel knowing that he likes reading bad crime noir novels.
This novel really speaks to me.
Exactly. They do it. Well, his whole thing is he doesn't like reading the last page of a book because he doesn't like knowing the ending.
Oh.
So what they do is they wrote the message on the last page knowing he would tear it out and put it in his pocket. So when he figured out it was them, he took it out and read it and got a bootstrap paradox kind of thing. Yeah. Wait.
Exactly. Picard is completely uninterested.
I know. He's just like, can we just leave? I want to go back to Risa. He wrote it on page 20 for some reason. Don't know why. Could have wrote it on page 1, which was blank, or the last page, which is also blank. Oh, multiple pages. Damn. Big handwriting, I guess.
Oh my God. Thank God they didn't have any Stephen King on the shuttle.
I don't know. Can you imagine if they found like a John Keel book about cryptids and the super spectrum?
He's talking about us. This is slander.
Oh, wow. Yeah, looks like he really welcomed it with his face of horror all bent over in pain.
Hopefully he just died in his sleep. It's like you're trapped in the luxury suite of the football stadium in the 90s there. It's like all the patterns and everything. Goodness. It is a living hell.
Oh, I forgot. This is the season with my poor replacement for Crusher.
I don't know. Pulaski wasn't too bad.
As a character, yes, but you know I have this weird attraction to Gates McFadden, and she needs to come back. I don't know what it is.
What's funny is there's the episode where Riker is offered a captaincy, and then his estranged father has to come train him for it. And then his father actually banged Pulaski's back, and they hook up before he even talks to his son. Not hook up, but they have a drink and 10 forward.
I think it's called reconnecting. I think it's what people do. I'm not super sure.
And then Riker's like, it's funny you never mentioned you banged my father as you came onto the ship that I'm helping to command.
Sir, it's our wake-up call. We need to be up by 9.
Yes, you do, Worf. Yes, you do.
Get the lobster.
No, but you do want that club sandwich they have.
Yeah, it's really good. Also, the Monte Cristo. Oh, man. The kitchen cleans the rooms? Man, the past was weird.
Man, the 20th century was a strange place.
You know what's really, really both sad and hilarious at the same time is Star Trek was made basing in the future of society, assuming that social media never happened because they didn't know it would happen.
Right.
So I don't think this could ever exist because of what has happened to our culture. We've reset. We were getting closer to Star Trek, and then social media happened.
Because we're going to kill each other before we even get to this point now.
Yeah, we're going to burn ourselves to death with gender reveals.
Over gender reveals and what color is this dress?
Yeah. And Cardi B's use of we're all just going to murder each other. We're all going to murder his fish. No lines? No? We're just going to... Okay, thank you. Thank you, writers. That was great.
Just end scene.
Where's the captain and Tennille? Oh,
we need we need the Sweeney sisters to show up here in the lobby and do another medley.
Wait, this is mobster time. Let's get the Andrews sisters in here.
Oh yeah.
They'd be really
it's
good.
like present day, so they basically just had people walk in their natural outfits here.
Yeah.
And you see there's computer monitors on the front desk.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy, Tex, refers to he has a 91 Cadillac, which is interesting because that's from when this episode was produced, 2 years into the future.
2 years into the future of the past?
Of the past.
Man, he is going to gamble his way into her top, isn't he?
That's what he's trying. There it is. 91
Only 80,000.
Only 80,000.
Which, by the way, at 100K, a Cadillac blows up. So he's not far off.
This guy's rich enough. He probably can trade in a Caddy at 20,000 every time. And he's probably got the Caddy with the Eldorado with the Longhorns on the hood.
Yeah. Which I do have to say, I have to point out, Data's physical humor when she says, "I'm losing my shirt," and he does the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Brent Spiner, again.
Yes.
Just great. Just so great. Man, how much turquoise and silver is on him? He must be carrying like 120 pounds.
That bolo is a whole mine right there. It's like the biggest single piece of turquoise they ever found, and he bought it.
Yeah, I do
turned it into a decorative bolo.
I think there's a native tribe to the U.S. who's like out for his blood because he took something important to them.
That's their village's Shivalinga from Temple of Doom. That's their equivalent. Sacred stone.
Whenever anyone says hit me
I wish I could count to 21.
Yeah, how dumb is she? I don't mean to be mean, but seriously, it's not a hard number.
Don't worry, I'll comfort you.
I do really laugh every time I see any 21 game and someone says hit me. All I think of is Airplane where he's like striker, 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 and he hits her.
Now the shit really hits the fan.
That was also a great joke. Unappreciated joke in Airplane is the shit going into an actual fan.
Well, when Captain Kramer says all the way down to the ground and the watermelon just falls out of nowhere for no reason. Again, back to the Royale. Here's Mickey D, who apparently likes the son of Big Mac.
I was going to say it's
the mobster.
It's post-mask Stanley Ipkiss, but that doesn't sound right. I see your jacket has a jacket. You must make a lot of money.
He's all silvery and stuff.
Yeah.
Again, what they thought the early 21st century might look like.
I know. I love how 80s fashion became 90s carpet.
Right? Oh, God.
Who's talking?
Are they listening to what's happening on the planet or the audiobook of the novel?
We should take this scene and lay over the audio of like a Trump speech.
Just
of
off.
Of him just like the slight back and forth rock. It's beautiful. Well, I mean, it was published by Penguin, so
Yeah, I'm done.
And now he calls Guinan because he needs someone in that room. Wait, there's an outside for you guys? I have a pistol. Wait, shit, why did I say that?
Worf, stop trying to shoot everything.
I told you, man, he's got some hot Klingon blood. He just really, really wants to have some fun.
Yeah. Shot in the back. Never turn your back on a mob guy. I mean, that's like rule number 1.
Yeah. Although, I know this is a boring episode, but how awesome is the music right now? Really good. I love the film noir like crime music, the all the brass. Oh, I love it. I want to watch Laura now.
That's actually a really good line. Like, no woman's worth dying for. Killing for, but not dying for. That's I will give it that.
Yeah,
that's a good line.
That's a beautiful crime quote. Yeah. That seems right out of like a Goodfellas style kind of crime movie. So there's a dead guy. Do I teabag him or? Well, it's hardly a shootout. There was a shot fired, but it's hardly a shootout. I think the rules state that for it to be a shootout, at least one shot from both sides has to be fired.
Both people have to realize that they're in a shootout. I don't think the bellboy knew.
Yeah. In fact, what happened with that guy shooting him in the back is what we call in the business a bitch move. Purchased. You're in the future, say purchased.
$12.5 million shbiggle-baggles. Schmolians. Scruples. Clams or bones or whatever you call them.
We're foreign investors now. Although, so that green planet down there might have a lot of, liquid neon, which is bad, but it is the primary source for the seaweed wrap in sushi. So it is an important planet.
Liquid neon. Oh, that's actually sounds like a good brand name for wasabi.
Oh man, liquid neon wasabi. I'd buy that. You can actually put liquid neon on most things, and it would sound really cool.
It would be a good. Yeah, that's going to be my company name now.
Yeah, like liquid neon car polish.
Liquid neon tampons.
Yes,
everything. Just put the name on it.
Liquid neon pharmaceuticals. Craps. I mean, crap.
So we're graduating from blackjack to craps now. That's good.
I also like how Data referred to them as a cube, even though they know what a die is, because they all play games regularly involving dice.
Well, Worf's got his craps game down in the hallway on deck 32, on Tuesday nights. Ashy Larry, Grits and Gravy show up.
Actually, I always thought that the engineering main table that Geordi's always out make a great craps table.
Well, it's one of those game tables that flips over and it's got the foosball underneath.
Yeah. Although the air hockey never works right.
Yeah, air doesn't flow right.
Yeah. Wait, you're blonde grandma or you're blind grandma?
I said bland grandma, like she's just flavorless.
she's just a bonus grandma. She's just every grandma all at once. She's so bland.
She's so beige.
She is definitely the mauve of grandmothers.
Yeah.
Was she channeling Shelley Duvall just then? Boy. By shaking him real hard, right? If I remember correctly, that's how he does it. Is he shakes him real hard?
Just kind of.
Oh, he's like,
because he could probably squeeze coal into a diamond in his hand. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Now he's high rolling Data.
How cool is Brent Spiner doing the quick snap, man?
He was, well, again, he has such physical command of doing all the Data moves, you know. Just watch him tap a console, the way he moves his fingers.
Yes.
So fluid and so mechanical. It's just great.
He makes everything cool.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that was really cool about the character of Data. It's funny that every time we do one of these, we usually end up talking about Data, but he really is awesome for the fact that when I was a kid, I pretended Data was my friend. Like I straight up lied to people when I was a kid. I'm like, no, my Data's my best friend. I know him. It's because he was so cool, and he's still so cool. Sir, your butter tray.
It's an assortment of cookies here.
Wait, was that a joke or
don't know?
It's kind of a flop, rich guy. Don't wreck my boner, Data. Ziggy? Wait, they don't get the names? Wait, the bellboy gets a name, but the cocktail waitresses don't? Tip the cigarette girl, come on.
Wow. I don't want to think about Will Riker and trains.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. That's something he said to Deanna Troi so many times.
Hashtag Risa.
Hashtag Risa train.
Whoa, blue sequins back there. Goodness.
Yeah, don't put that in HD. Less spit. Do it again. Couldn't he also because he's an android, couldn't he feel where the dice are and know mathematically like exactly how to roll them that they would land?
I think he's running an algorithm with his hand or whatever just to roll them in the right way.
Yeah, so he just wins every time.
That's why they call it gambling, Tex. Would you like some butter cookies?
Locke, Shock, and Barrel are some of my favorite characters from musical history. With what money? They literally just made you broke.
They cleaned you up, buddy.
You have like enough for cab fare back to your hotel.
Yeah, unless they're hiring you as the general manager or whatever.
I would.
Huh?
He's got some charisma, man.
Well, he knows how to gamble.
And again, great music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just gonna say it. Unsung heroes. All the orchestras that ever performed for Star Trek. You guys deserve so many sugar cookies, and as much free booze and cigarettes at the Royale as you want. You guys are awesome.
Once they got into the show a little bit, TNG employed, I think, one of the only TV shows that had a full orchestra for episodic music. Because a lot of the first season was little synth stuff that they do in a room somewhere.
You can hear it, yeah.
Yeah.
You can really hear the difference between synth, like brass and horns, and real ones too. There's a difference to the fade in, fade out. Computers just don't get it right.
I would like to see the movie Apocalypse Now with a full orchestral score instead of that synth crap.
Oh man.
Actually, that's the only thing I hate about that movie.
Right?
It's very much in its time and place where it's like we're going to use synth instead of real stuff, 70s. But, you know, anyway, tangent.
We need to find an orchestra who'll do stuff for us for free and then take like movies that we think need better music and give them an orchestra.
Would you like to do it for the exposure on our YouTube channel? Well, that's the end of that episode. We got out of the trap and we're next adventure.
Yep, they tripped their way through the doors and they tripped their way right back out. But hey, speaking of tripping, trip on over to our channel on YouTube, Ship on Fire Entertainment. Check out other quality entertainment like B-Movie Support Group, Crappy Commentary, and we have a couple other old series on there that we do, as well as check us out on Facebook at Ship on Fire Entertainment, or check out our podcast, Nobody Asked for This, just another podcast about movies, available in most places you get podcasts.